Good day everyone, welcome to another edition of the Complete Sports Updates. My name is Abib Kuranga. This is the show where we'll bring to you the latest and trending stories in the world of sports. With the 2024-25 league season now up in the air, fan bases are now seeing the positives as well as the negatives of their respective clubs. Following Chelsea's match opening defeat to Manchester City at Stamford Bridge, all eyes were on the performance of Enzo Maresca's side, with many predicting yet another difficult campaign for the Blues. Right here on Complete Sports Update, we shall take a look at Chelsea's defeat to Manchester City. What went wrong for them, and how can they pull themselves up from the defeat against the defending champions? These, alongside other interesting and exciting topics, shall be discussed right here. Do sit back, relax, and enjoy, because this is the Complete Sports Updates. Joining me on today's episode is James Agboribi, and together we shall be taking you through the rounds as far as sporting stories in today's episode is concerned. Welcome back to the show, James.
Thank you very much, Abby.
Yes, definitely. The 2024-25 league season is back with the La Liga, the Premier League, Serie A, as well as the French League on now upon us. You know, fans are now expecting so much as far as their respective clubs is concerned, starting from Chelsea's opening day defeat to Manchester City. You know, so many things have been said about Chelsea side, you know, as regards to their transfer policies, signing different players, with the reports that came out that Enzo Maresca left 23 players out of his playing squad against Manchester City, and yet again they did not really although they actually played on par with Manchester, but eventually they lost 2-0. So how do you see the match on Sunday?
Well, I expected more resistance from Chelsea. You know, last season and the corresponding fixture, it was 4-4.
Yes.
And the return leg at the 8th ended 1-1. You know, but so I expected Chelsea to do something more. It's as if they just went in there. They didn't really do enough for me, you know. I don't know, maybe because of the first game and a new manager, new tactics, new ideas, but at the end of the day, they fell off. They started well, or tried to get all over Manchester City, but the champions were able to weather the storm and come out victorious, So it's a big call, it's a big one for the new coach, Enzo Maresca. Everybody wants to see what he has to offer. Even before the game ended, the owner, Todd Bowley, left the stadium, and also there are certain players who didn't play. Notable among them was Raheem Sterling, and there are speculations now that it's the possibility that of him, leaving the club. So it's like same of the same from last season. I didn't do much last season, and this season too, expectations are high, but starting on such wrong foot, I think that won't boost any confidence, but no shame in losing to the champions, but fans want to see that the team is different from what they saw last season, but let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that the coach will be able to put across his ideas and the team will do well, because there are certain new players in the team and we don't know whether they've gelled enough. So it's just a match they won. Let's see what happens in their next 2-3 games. That's when we start, having a good assessment of the new coach. Definitely.
And taking it from where you actually said something like, there's no shame in losing to the defending champions. Let's just take our mind, to the game now. I think Chelsea really played, incredibly well before the first goal, which was scored by Helen Holland, but as time goes on, they started, their influence in the game started to drop. Is it something of a momentum, or something that has to do with the mentality, or something that has to do with the manager not trying to instill more pressure on the players on the touchline? You just kind of feel that Chelsea should have at least scored a goal in the match with so much attacking talent that they actually had in the forward. Talk about Cole Palmer as well as Christopher Nkunku, with also the introduction of Pedro Neto. We might actually say that he's just new to the setup and all of that. So do you think, with all this said and done, that Chelsea can actually endure another difficult campaign?
Well, that's going to be very difficult. With what happened last season, I don't think this season the fans want to go through such again. They believe that they have the players who they feel should be able to challenge for major trophies this season. They brought in some players, but these are young players who still need bedding in the team. All eyes will be on Cole Palmer with what he did last season. I think that against Manchester City was completely shut out. Jackson was the usual Jackson missing scoring chances. So for me, it's going to be a big season for them. But the good thing is playing against the champion. I think they have an idea of the kind of team they have. So like I said, there's no shame that they lost to the champions, but in subsequent games, we want to see improvement. It's a new manager, and I don't think he needs pressure now. One thing that the Chelsea fans need to understand is this is a young team. It's not like Chelsea of old, where you had the Drogba, the Lampard, and the rest who, they don't go on the losing streak. But now one thing they should realize is they are building. They are at the bottom now, and they need to support it. It's a young team, with a couple of experienced players, but they need to build. That's what is helping Arsenal now. The only thing that Arsenal needs now is to win something major to seal up, what they've been building all these years. It takes time. It's not something that you just, because you are Chelsea, you just hire and fire like that. Any manager that comes in, even if a Guardiola comes to the Chelsea team, we still need time to inculcate his own ideas. So like I said, it's going to be a big season for them, and let's hope that there will be an improvement from what we saw last. The breakout for them last season was Cole Palmer.
Yes, definitely.
But you don't want to just rely on just one player, because it's going to be a marked man this season, and if your most potent player is marked out, I don't think they have the confidence in the likes of Jackson and Mudryk and the rest to deliver. So everybody must come to the party.
Yes, definitely everybody must come to the party. So let's talk about the Manchester City's title challengers last season. That's Arsenal as well as Liverpool, where both clubs actually won their respective games against Wolverhampton Wanderers and the newly promoted side Ipswich, respectively, by the same scoreline, 2-0. So what do you have to say as regards to the performance of these two sides, most especially with Liverpool, new manager Arne Slot, with the stunts he pulled as regards to subbing Jare Kwanzaa or for Konate after, which is something not everybody have actually seen when Jurgen Klopp was at the helm of affairs. So what do you have to say as regards to the two challengers? Are we going to see more like the three Austrians, or better still, another club can actually come into the mix this time around?
Yeah, for me, I think it's still going to be Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. Being that Arsenal have the advantage if you compare them with Liverpool, because they still have their manager, they still have large chunk of the players who've been fighting for the title. For Liverpool, they have a new manager who is just testing the waters. This, like, for me, concerning Liverpool, it's just about manager bounce. This is the first game, and nobody want to give in 150%. Let's just wait and see in subsequent games, how they'll fare. Because it's a big change for them. I mean, when a big club like Liverpool, to change your manager that has been there for almost 10 years and then brought in somebody who is you don't want to judge him by the first game. I mean, it's just Ipswich Town. You have to test him against the big guns. For a team like Arsenal, I think it's going to be a big season for them. They did what everybody expected them to do. I expected them to defeat the Wolves, and they did. It was a bit of a struggle, but you see that experience. You see that this team has been there for a long time, so they were able to manage themselves and come out victorious. So it's a good one for the two teams. But I think going into the season, I still see Arsenal as the major challenger when it comes to the challenging for the title with Manchester City. I still think they edge Liverpool, and just because they still have a crop of the players, the manager is still there. They've been battling for the title for the past 2 seasons, and that experience, I think they would have learned a lot from the last 2 seasons. And I'm not taking anything away from Liverpool, but I think I want to tilt to Arsenal side. Good start for the 2 teams. It removes the kind of pressure going to the season, and then in the subsequent games, we'll now see what they really are made of.
Yes, definitely. We'll see what both Liverpool as well as Arsenal are made of in terms of knocking Manchester City off their pitch. So away from the European scene now, let's talk about the clubs are representing the Nigerian Professional Football League and the CAF Champions League scene, the qualifying series where Remo Stars and Enugu Rangers actually pull up a win against their opponents, that's as part of Morocco as well as the Majo of Comoros Island, with Remo Stars Daniel Gumondede's side winning 2-1 at Ikene, where Ismail Sodiq as well as Unduka Jr. actually scored for the side, and also for Enugu Rangers, who actually picked up a win, giving Fidelis Ilechukwu side that momentum to go and play the second round of the CAF Champions League. So what do you have to say about the 2 encounters over there?
Yeah, a good one for the 2 teams, Rangers and the Remo. Rangers pipping the Comoros Island team 1-0 away from home. So it's a good one to kick off the competition. But that as they progress, it's going to get tough. For Remo, find the one. But when you come up against the North Africans, for you to go past them, you have to score goals. The fact that they were able to nick an away goal, that is what they will hold on to. And I know it sounds mature, but I think it's looking likely that Remo might not go beyond this stage. Not because they don't have what it takes to go beyond this first round, but the history. We've seen in a couple of seasons now that I can't recall the last time Nigerian clubs went past the North African team. It has always been woes after woes. So for me, it's a tightrope for them. I'm not ruling out the fact that they can go there and pull off something, But as far as they are up against a very, very solid team, and I don't know how they're going to pull it out. Going away, they are going to play the game of their life, So the North African, when it comes to the CAF Champions League, it's like their own World Cup. They are ready to do anything to go past this stage, and so. Like I said, I'm not really loud Remo, but their chances of progressing from this stage is very, very slim.
Yes, in as much as you are kind of, giving the Moroccan side the edge, well, I'm going to tilt towards the Remo Stars, believing that Daniel Ogumodede will actually, bring up, his firepower and pull up a surprise in the North African, to make sure that Remo Stars actually claim the victory and qualify into the next round of the competition. So viewers, this is where we'll be painting things up as far as proceedings is concerned. Thank you very much, James, for the wonderful analysis. So viewers, do take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.